All right, we are live for yet another slice of pie. Tipsy Tuesday. We're here with Simon Stone. I'm trying to rap and sing and everything. Yeah,
Wonderful, wonderful.
I
Drop
am so.
bars,
Right,
bars.
I'm dropping bars, y'all. This is so awesome. First of all, thank you so much for joining. For everybody who's watching, you're back to Slice of Pie, Tipsy Tuesday, proud, inspired, and proud. Y'all know all that. If you're here in the room or you're watching the replay, drop us a chat. So I'm gonna brag a little bit on Simon before we get started.
Who, me?
So yeah, you just gonna brag a little bit because
Let me
I
get my.
got
I'm
to
getting some
know
tissues.
T-Dot is here. we already have a fan club. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So Simon I got to know by way of Nathan Todd. Y'all watched Nathan's interview not too far or long ago, but not
Mr.
last
Todd.
month,
Mr.
right?
Todd.
And when I was talking and thinking about like who else, because this is a protected space. We gotta have
Yeah,
the right
yeah.
people come on this show. And man, it was like that. You came to mind when I started hearing more about you, poet, musician, a single dad. I mean, everything that makes you is everything that the people that watch this want to hear. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna dig into like any area that you want to talk about. I definitely want to make sure that look, people are going to be feeling inspired and encouraged. We're going to have some fun while we're here. Everybody who's in the chat, drop a note.
Yeah. Hey, drop a note.
Drop a note.
I'm gonna tell you where I'm gonna start.
Yes.
I'm gonna start with because with Mr. Todd, Nathan Todd. I'm gonna start. Some of my greatest memories of being in the band and doing things included Nathan Todd. Nathan Todd was our road manager slash, road dog slash the merchant guy. He did everything. He was literally like and there's so many memories I wouldn't even know the my favorite memory I will never say on this platform. He knows what I'm talking about. But like I got to give him a lot of credit. I mean, he taught me things. He's been a mentor, a brother, a friend. I can really sing his praises all day, but just really want to give him a shout out and a thank you.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't even know all of the good things that he put into place for the band, even things I learned from him, like I said, as a mentor. And I appreciate him as a person. I appreciate him for bringing me to your platform, and thank you for having me on your platform. So I wanted to start with that part. So
I love that. Okay, Nate, you're gonna need to send me a check for these. I'm just kidding. So let's
my only
there.
thing, I'm gonna
Go
say
ahead.
one thing. Next time, I need a real slice of pie. Like somebody needs to provide some pie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Lemon
right.
meringue, sweet Taylor. You know what I'm saying?
Apple, cherry, something.
Apple, cherry, something, some kind of pie. We can't talk about pie. Now. I want some pie. I can't have no pie.
All right, we low
Ain't
budget.
no way to treat nobody.
Right now, we low budget. We'll get there. We get a studio, get it popping, and we'll get some for real pot. So, what's the name of the band? What was the name of the band?
The band is Heavy Mojo. Shout out to B Dirty, Pre Shuby, all the people that were there for over the years. We've had so many members, but that's the nucleus of the band. The three of us, we go way back. I mean, this way back. I mean, like I've known probably B Dirty Houston. Actually, probably the longest outside of family friendship I probably have. I met him. Man, we were in like ninth grade, and we were two very different people then. Like, we took a little bit from each other, and the origin started, believe it or not, with bullies in home.
Oh wow!
Right. So I had some cousins. I won't say their names for various reasons, but I had some cousins who were very notorious at the time. They were known, and it was like, okay, don't touch that kid right there because it could be repercussions, right? So B Dirty sat behind me, Houston Perry from the band. I'm doing this to get to a point, but so some bullies came in one day, and they used to do this thing where they took the ninth graders' money. They would walk in and literally be like, all right, ninth grade, freshman, you empty your pockets and you paying for my lunch. That was like a thing every day. So one day they came in and I had heard about it, but I had never seen it. I kept hearing, hey, they took my lunch money, man. Let me borrow a couple of dollars. So they came in, and I was like, y'all not taking nothing. I said, what you better do is go back out there and ask your boy who I am and who my cousin is, because you don't want that. You know what I mean? You don't want none of that. So go back out there, and you're going to buy me and this dude behind me lunch today, which that was Be Dirty. And then we also got into a conversation about comic books, and we both loved comics, and we both started hanging out, and we were the only kids ever to ditch school to go do art stuff. Like we would go to the art center and go and go watch like the bands in the park and stuff like that. That's what we were doing. We would literally ditch in school to do stuff like this. It wasn't anything bad. And so fast forward a few years, I had moved to Vegas. I had moved to Vegas and back to Indiana for a while. I came back to Atlanta, and B Dirty and I reconnected. And he at the time had a group called Afroplane that was buzzing and had gotten signed. It was doing pretty well. So he wanted me to join a group called Colors, where it would be like, I think it was like a Hispanic guy. I know it was a white guy, and then it was going to be me. It was going to be three of us. And then, things happened, and Afroplane had its issues, what have you. So B started working on a solo project. And at the time, I was like, this is how far back it was. Back then, you needed more than a laptop to make music, right?
Yeah.
So I had like a little makeshift studio I had put together in my house, and he started coming over to work on some stuff to, just kind of basic ideas. And Priest, who was also there, he wanted to learn how to make beats. So one night I just said to Priest, I said, look, I'm about to go to sleep, because at the time I may or may not have been DJing somewhere. That's a whole nother story. But I said, look, I got to go to sleep, because I got to go hit this thing. So you can just have fun, enjoy yourself. So Priest got to be like excellent on making beats. He went like far beyond anything I was doing at the time, because I was really just doing like electronica and house music and stuff like that. That was always what my wheelhouse was. So long story short, the three of us ended up working together on a demo. And we were Will Greggs, who's real, I think I'm saying his name right. He's really was instrumental in helping us the first time we performed. He came in while we were doing our demo, and he was like, man, I like that. What do you guys? I was like, and I just started talking, because I was always that silly dude. And I'm like, yeah, we got a whole band, and we do this and we do that. We didn't have any of that. This was literally our first time working on anything. So he says, well, I'm going to give me your number. I'm going to give you a call and put you on the show we're doing. And, Trina Bassard is headlining, and you guys can do it, and it's going to be great. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not thinking nothing of it. But he called.
Wow.
The very next day he called, and he was like, hey man, you know what, I forgot, what's the name of your band so I can put you on the flyer? I was like, wait, what? So our original name was Mojo 99.
Okay. Why Mojo 99?
And this is funny. This is funny. So B used to eat, there used to be this place in Southwest Atlanta called Mojo Chicken, and he used to eat it obsessively, like brunch, lunch, dinner. That was all he used to eat. That and like honey. He used to like put a gang of honey on it every day. And there was a Prince 1999 poster on the wall, because I'm a big Prince fan. So I literally, because I had like a split second, because this guy's like, so what's the name of the band? I'm like, Mojo 99. I think it was like we had a brief like where I was like, it's him, what are we gonna do? And they were like, I don't know, Mojo sound, I don't know. And it was like Mojo 99. So that was the original name. And then, we were more neo soul. It was more of a neo soul sound back then. It wasn't that hard like it became. And then we had a whole shift in band, and some things happened. So our sound, we also noticed that neo soul was kind of dying, and we needed to go a different direction. So it was like, well, being Priest, I gave them all the credit on that. They were like, maybe we should really make it harder. And, I was like, let's make it more danceable. They were like, no. People aren't going to understand that, it's not going to make sense. So we ended up making it more of a rock thing, and it took off. We did very well we did very well. We signed with Universal Records. We got the tour, which is, Mr. Todd, shout out to him. He was our road manager for a while. And not just that, he was really a member of it. He was a member, He helped us immensely. He taught us things, how to properly file stuff, because we would just have stuff all over the place. Just, don't worry. He was like, no, we can't just throw it anywhere, y'all. Let's put the shirts here. Let's put the CDs here. Let's put the paperwork here. Let's not just throw everything in the box and keep moving. He was very intricate. I'm sure as you've known,
Yeah.
he's very, very meticulous guy. So he helped us immensely. And we got to see the world. We went overseas. We did all we saw. We've done, wow, amazing things. And that was, that was probably one of the best times I can ever say for me personally.
Wow.
And we got a lot of accolades. We won, I think, a Billboard award at one point. We won best band in the best band. What was the name of it? This is so sad, right?
That's right.
So sad. It was the Battle of the Bands.
Battle of Bands.
Yeah, it was the World Battle of the Bands. So for a time, we were technically the best band in the world. Right?
Wow.
So we went over to London, and we were battling literally like against. We had 10. I think it was 10 minutes or 7 minutes. And we were against bands from literally every country. And when we went, it was a lot of tension for us being there, because there were people that didn't want America at all part of this. They even pulled us to the side. They were like, look, more than likely, y'all are not going to win.
Wow.
But have fun, enjoy yourself, and try to be careful, because there's a lot of tension against Americans, and they may, start something or whatever. Just kind of let it roll off you and keep it moving. So we hit the stage and we won. And when we won, it was the funniest thing, because one of the judges did not, he was like, yeah, have you done the Yanks? I mean, that's who, they were the best. Sorry. Yeah, it was literally like that. Like, they didn't want us to win. So we actually, I called my mother first, and actually Nathan was the second person I called.
Wow.
He was literally the second person I called. And we were running through the streets of London. London closes pretty early. So we're like running around 2 a.m, just excited and happy, and this is fun. Just to tell you something funny, then we can go on to something else. But B Dirty and I, and I think it was Danny and Marlon, because I want to say Damien got sick, and Priest he went back to the room. He didn't come with us. So we go into this bomb shelter. Now, we've been drinking, because I never drink. We're not drinkers, right? I'm not a drinker. But that night I was so excited, I'm drinking shots, because people are like, man, you just won Battle of the Bands. You won. You're the great. So boom, I'm doing shots. And we go to this club that was literally once a bomb shelter. We had to be escorted through like a camera store. And you went down some steps, they opened this thing, and now you're in this club. And it's like a fully functioning club, but it's a bomb shelter. And you see this is a bomb shelter because there are old cans up there. There are the directions for like, hey, if the sirens go off, this is what you do or whatever. So we're down there, and it's a cool vibe, and people are, just hanging out. And B looks at me, because we're not drinkers. So, we're like paranoid. He goes, what happens if something happens to us in here? We can't even get out. And now I'm like paranoid, because I never drink. So I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh. So that was like one of our funniest. It was like a funny memory being in London. We had a great time there. And then we came back and did Good Day Atlanta.
Okay.
We went immediately after that. We went out to LA, which was, wow, that was a crazy. We did Whiskey a Go Go, and then we played the Viper Room, the legendary Viper Room. Then we went to New York, and that's when we actually got signed to our deal with Universal. Steve Rifkin, who signed Wu-Tang, who signed Mobb Deep, Loud Records,
Oh yeah.
We talking hip hop legend. He signed us to our deal initially, and we had a great time. Then we went on tours, and it was a great experience. And now if I tell anybody, like, I have had a life that for a kid from Michigan City, Indiana,
Yes.
who would have ever imagined? I was supposed to work in a literally, and that's not joking, I was supposed to work in a power plant. That's what I was supposed to do. We have
Yeah.
like, I'm from a blue collar world. So for me to be able to get out and I'm seeing the world, and I've been to every state in the United States except Hawaii at this point.
Wow.
And I mean, it's been a life to be had. I mean, I don't think I deserve it sometimes. Like,
Oh,
I really
I
don't.
love that. I
You
know
know.
there's a couple of things that, first of all, where can people hear your music? Where can people go find it?
Um,
And
I guess I can put it.
we'll add you on the site later.
Yes, yes. I'll
We'll
send
get
you all of that. You can find me on SoundCloud. I have a page, STN 3050. That's
okay.
Stone 3050. I am on Instagram, Stone Freak, which is what you see here.
Yeah.
Also, on Facebook, I am. I'll put in my website, because
Okay.
I'm part of.
Yeah, just drop. Yeah, you can drop it in the comments, and we'll take
Yeah,
care of it and
I'm
get it out.
I'm part of Network Frequency, which we call it Net Freak TV. That's where my podcast is done. That's where I do a lot of my photography and videoing and things of that nature. 'Cause that's what I do a lot now. I still make
Okay.
music. I'm always, because it's funny because I'm always making music. It's always close by. Like it's right there. Woo-hoo. My
Oh, I
machine is
love that.
always standing by. Yeah, it's always right here close. But so I do a lot of things. Like I released a book. I'm about to release my second one, probably in October.
So
My
what's
first
the
book.
first book? What's the first? So
Um,
don't be trying to bounce over. So first of all, okay, so we've hit your, your role as a musician. First of all, I
mhm.
love creative folks. It's so clear that this is your happy space.
Yes,
It is
yes.
all, it's all coming through. So what was your first book?
My first book was a book called Violin. It
Okay.
was more of a poetry book. It was poems. I had actually it's at Cat Cafe in Atlanta.
Okay.
I was there doing poetry. It was like an open mic one night, and I did it. And this lady approached me, and she was like, "You should do this in a book." And when she was talking to me initially, I thought this was like, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, she's trying to hit on me, and whatever. So, my friend Essence, shout out to her. She had a publishing company. Her and also Michelle Green. Shout out to Michelle Green. Um, they may have had another partner. If I forgot her, I'm so sorry, y'all. It's not personal. It's not personal. But they also said, hey, maybe you should think about a book. And I was like, people want to read my poetry? Like, I mean, that was kind of what my mindset was at first. But then we talked about it some more, and I basically just tried to put them in some type of a format where it started out as like the beginning of the relationship where everything is happy, and then you gradually see the breakdown of them
Yeah.
splitting apart. And so that was what the book is about. I used to promote it, which I'm about to re-release it with a lot of, it's been re-edited because there were a
Okay.
lot of, I found some mistakes in there. I had strangely never actually read it because it was real close to it was close to my
Yeah.
heart. So it was like,
Yeah, I get it.
some of that stuff was kind of painful to go revisit because it actually is from a real place.
Yeah.
So what I did was I had, and shout out to Roseanne, she's a professional editor. She went in and re-edited for me. That's my Prince buddy. That is like my, she's a wonderful person. But she went in and re-edited it for me. And so I'm going to re-release it as Violin the Refix. So it's
Okay.
like, and it's also got my, I guess, solo project is going to be attached to it. So it's going to be like Violin, the music, and then, the soundtrack to the book, so to speak. So yeah, so that's coming up real soon. Actually, I just finally figured out how to record myself so I can stop going to people's studios and wasting money.
Yeah.
It's now it's 2022. You can do everything yourself at the house.
Yeah.
Like I did most of the music myself with shout out to Michelangelo Wolf, Dirt Sounds. He cleaned up some things and helped me, and actually he did some of the production as well. So it's just about progression and learning where you are as a person, and always, Rakim said it best: constant elevation causes expansion.
Yes.
So it's like that's where we stay. And then the second book I'm working on is more like a memoir, so to speak.
Okay.
Because we had so many adventures. Like we had adventures. And I don't know if Todd is still watching, but I'll tell you a funny memory we had. So we were going to this really small town. I want to say in North or South Carolina, right? So we're driving through this. It's a hick town, right? So we had to stop to get gas, and when we stopped, everything stopped in the city. Like people were like, it's like we were definitely like not wanted pepper in the salt shaker, so to speak. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the best way I can put it without being too. So we go in this store, and the guy behind the counter is like, "We need some." And so one of the members is like, "Hey, can I use the bathroom?" He's like, "Nah, don't even much know nothing about no bathrooms in here. Just put your money on the table and let's keep moving." Like it was evident we were not wanted here. So there was a restaurant next door. So we were like, well, let's go to the restaurant next door, use the restroom, wash our hands, and maybe grab something to eat. And it was like a scene from a movie. I kid you not. We walk in, and we weren't. It wasn't just it was multicultural. Our man was very much multicultural. We walk in, everybody stopped. It was like a scene from a movie where like the music is playing like people like grabbing their children, like, what is this? Who are these people? So when we get outside, there are literally police cars behind us, like behind our tour bus that we had, tour van that we had. So we're like, okay, let's just get out of here as smooth and quiet as possible, because clearly we're not wanted and we need to get out of here. So Nathan is driving. He pulls out, and there's a guy doing his yard. The guy literally shoots a bird to him, like,
what?
and it was very it was purposeful. It was done on purpose and personally. He looked dead at him. You know, and we were like, "Wow, man, really?" So the police follow us literally to the county till we get on the highway. They followed us the entire time. I mean, like Eric, like don't speed up, don't go, just keep it real steady. And that was like a real, it was so fun. After, now we didn't laugh when it was happening because it was actually scary, you know. You know.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was a real thing that happened. That was one of the funnier stories that happened. I know Nate remember that because they looked dead at him and was like
yeah, we need to see this. This is definitely good for a book, but already I'm sitcom.
Man, not just that, but even and I mean we can get right back on the creative part, but even when they not worked together, we worked with some really colorful people that like the strangest things would happen while we were in the office and be like, did that happen? Did we just see that? And I remember, and I probably shouldn't say this because we're friends with the guy still, but I remember once this guy fell in a box, right? And his legs were like kicking outside the box. I'm like, where does this happen at?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, if Nate, now that's why I'm trying to get him. Need you on my podcast too, sir. Right? We've seen some of the craziest things. Like we really did. Like there was many nights we would look at each other, like we would all be like, "Did that really happen? Did that really?" You know, we saw some of the craziest things, like really seriously. But now back to the creative side. I also like do photography. Like before we went live, I shot a wedding this weekend, which was stressful. I did an anniversary. I did an anniversary party. I am doing a festival this coming weekend where I'm, just photography.
Okay.
I
like how you say it, like minister. So poet, musician, photographer. Oh, it's just photography.
Yeah, just just a little thing. Just
what's something I do.
I dabble.
I dabbling. Oh my God.
Serious.
Oh my. So we definitely want to make sure that when we get everything from you, that people will have a chance to get in contact with you, especially
definitely
around photography. We all need there's a lot of folks who watch the replay who are professional folks looking for headshots and things like that. So I'm gonna be like, please make sure they contact you.
Holla at your boy. We got you.
Yeah.
We got you.
A lot of us, we don't look the same like we did in 2029 or 2020 or 2019. So let's go get the refresh headshot.
Yeah, because man, the pandemic, boy, you see all this, see
It's
that?
changed.
Man, pandemic stresses folks out.
It's been too thick.
Yeah.
So so let's talk about you being a dad, because
The
I'm
best thing that ever
thinking
happened.
you've got to be like the most fun
You
parent.
know, and
Are
that
you
gets
the
me in
most fun,
trouble
or are you
sometimes.
like, yeah?
That gets me in
What kind
trouble
of
to this
parent are
day.
you?
I'm the fun one. I am.
Okay.
And her mother is like, I can hear it right now. Listen, she don't need you to always save the day. I can hear she actually said that to me like 3 days ago. I literally just heard that. Like, let her fall sometime. Yeah, I was always the fun dad. Something so my growing up, my father was it's still is probably one of the coolest human beings, not just because he's my father, because all my
Yeah.
uncles are like these really cool Chicago bluesmen, but my father is like a special cool, like he just has this, like, I wish I could achieve that, right?
Yeah.
So as a child, I only have the most fond memories of my father and I having a ball. Like, I literally,
Oh.
I like, my mom was my disciplinary. She was the one that, like, but my dad was always like, "Listen, son, let me explain to you why you don't do that. Okay, let's sit down and let's rap about it." That was my dad. He was this really cool guy. So as an adult, I never would raise my voice at my daughter. I didn't believe, I don't believe that men should spank their daughters. Now, if I had
Yeah.
a son, you know,
Take him down.
yeah.
Yeah.
But because I don't want her to feel comfortable with being struck,
Yeah. I see
because
that. Yeah.
I don't know if that even makes sense, but in
That
my
does make
mind,
sense. Yeah.
yeah, I don't want her to feel like, okay, this is normal. My father used to do this. No, your
Yeah.
father never did. Your father didn't raise his voice at you. I don't
Yeah.
want you to feel comfortable with that type of behavior. And so I never did. So I was the fun parent. I got in trouble with, I got in trouble a lot. People like, would you please reprimand her? And I'm like, I went off of what as a child, my
Yeah.
father's way was the way I really, because he would take time and explain things to me. He didn't just go, "I said so, now shut up." He never did that. He would always be like, "Listen, let me explain to you." My father had this real cool voice. "Let me explain to you why you don't want to do that. You understand?" You know, and it's like, my father was my biggest influence. Like, the way I work, the way I work a lot, but I saw my father work a lot. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love that.
Like, I spent time with my daughter the way my father spent time with me. Like, when me and my father were
Mm.
together, even if he had 100 things going on, I never knew. I felt like when he and I were together, I was the center of the universe, and I wanted
Mm.
my daughter to feel that way. So I literally, when I tell you, like, I look at my father with admiration, and I wanted my daughter to feel that. I always wanted her to feel like, you're the most important person to me. And over the years, uh, I've adopted two children, and so
Yeah.
even to them, it's the same thing. And like, people that get on me about them, like, stop. Sometimes you gotta be like, I don't know how to do it. I don't even know how. It's not my thing to do. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
I don't know how to yell at a child. I don't even know what that means. It's like, they can hear me talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. You
And
don't
I
have to
feel like,
scream.
yeah, I remember, and I'll tell you this real quick. You said I'm the fun parent, right? So my daughter, I remember one time she really got in trouble one time, and her mother calls me and she's like, "We have to be united. You cannot pull the nice guy, good cop, bad cop, trash. We need to be united. You need to support me. Don't make me look bad today." I said, "No problem." I said, "I absolutely agree. We're gonna do this together." So at the time my daughter was living with me, her mother shows up, and her mother comes in like 10 gun Josie Whale, just you did, and she's just upset, and she's hollering. My daughter just sitting there, just looking like, here we go. So she points at me. She was like, and so I go, "You know what? I'm so disappointed right now. I don't want to talk to you
Oh.
right now. I'm just disappointed." And my daughter falls out on the floor. She just, why you, she's just
Yeah.
upset. Her mother's like, "See, you did it again. You did it again." I was like, "What I do?" She said, "Why didn't you yell like I did? I look like this evil witch, and you look like the good guy that
Yeah.
you just disappointed." That's all you can say. But that was all I could
But
think to say.
it hits different. It
Yeah,
hits
I don't,
different.
and I mean, I was always the fun parent. I was the one that used to take her to, the do the fun things and things of that nature. I never was the guy that would like, hey, you were wrong. Go stand over there in the corner. You don't punish me. I never did that. It was like, even if she was wrong, I'd be like, hey, you shouldn't have done that, right? So it's like, that's just that was just the only thing I knew to do, because again,
Yeah.
my father was my mother was my disciplinarian. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
I was disciplined. Trust me. You know, she turns over tables to this day, but like my father, I have the most respect and love and admiration for him. And my daughter, she told me the other day, and I tried not to tear up. You gotta be
Oh
strong.
yeah. Yeah. Keep it together.
I gotta be strong, and so I didn't. When she said it, I was like, she said, Dad, if nothing else, I can always say you were always there, and I don't ever have to worry that about
Oh.
anything, and it's like, I was like, y'all, somebody give me a tissue. Jermaine, stop teasing.
Oh, that's the
You know.
best. That's the best compliment. Something you said about that really like gave me chills a little bit. The point you made about your daughter knowing, and the way that you're raising her is that she is the center of like
Oh, definitely.
you stop things and make. I mean, there's a lot of us. So
Yeah.
listen, y'all. This is like parental jewels. Okay, there's a
Yeah.
lot of us that. There's a difference between being a friend to your child, and it's not that you don't discipline, it's just the
Yeah.
way that we do it is just
Yeah, exactly.
I love the way you take that approach.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
they
just,
have to be able to talk to you, right?
yeah, because because it's something. If she doesn't feel comfortable to talk to me,
Yeah.
like especially in this climate, like I
Yeah.
told her, like when I talked to her, I'm like, hey, listen, guys are very different now. I'm not being nosy. I want to know who you're with for your safety. Like, just shoot me a picture, whatever his Instagram stuff is. I just want to know, not to be nosy. I need to know that you are safe, because I don't want to make Taken 4, because I will if I have to, but I don't want to have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I would be just like old boy in the movie. It'd be everything between me, her, and freedom. I had to go. So let's not get nobody in trouble, right? So, I didn't do it. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but as a father, I think I did pretty good. I think if anything in the world I can say that I'm proud of the most, that's the thing I'm most proud of, is my father. The way the father I've been to my daughter. And I hope that I continue to be that, no matter how old she gets. She's always my baby. And I gotta say to my 2 adopted daughters too, the same thing.
Yeah.
Can't leave them out, because I'd be in trouble.
No.
Like, you didn't mention that.
You forgot about it. I just love that. So Valerie in the room, Valerie Williams, she actually, for those of y'all who don't know Val, you should, but she owns a company called Love Smart Inc. And her business is really focused on educating teens and parents about dating violence, all of those things. So a lot of what you're saying hits home to Val, especially because she's all about raising kids in a way that they know how to be treated. And I don't know why I'm choking up, because my dad is no longer here, but he was like, amazing. He's been gone for a long time. If I pan my screen, his picture literally is right over me, right. Watch it every day. Okay.
Wow.
Every day. But that really resonates, because I want to be a lot like my father, completing some things that he started. He was an entrepreneur.
Okay.
He really took care of community. He did a lot of stuff people didn't know about. He just was one of those guys that is just like the bestest in the world. My mom is amazing too. She's a teacher and a minister, so that's why I pick up some of that stuff from.
Oh, okay. But, a minister. All right. Well, let me. Okay. I'm glad I was watching my speech, Mom.
She's in the room.
Okay. I didn't say no bad words.
You didn't say nothing bad. We're all right. But man, it's just the love that you have. It's like the love that you have for your girls. Love that kind of follows, the love that you have for your work and the love that you have for your girls is just so palpable.
I hope that
folks have that.
My daughter, I'll tell you this. In my mind, my daughter saved my life. You know, because I was really I was a club kid. I was reckless. I was all over the place. My daughter actually gave me some type of like, okay, sit down and be focused. You know what I mean? and I really seriously am grateful that she chose me as a parent. I'm
Oh, I
grateful to
love
her.
that. I love
I
that.
really am, and I mean that from my heart. She means the world to me. Like the woman that she's becoming, her intelligence. I don't know where she got that from. Yeah,
We'll give that to mom. Mom did that.
I won't go that far either. I'm saying,
We gotta give it to mom. On behalf of mothers, we'll go
yeah,
ahead and
give it
give
to the
that
mom.
credit.
There we go. And my daughter looks just like me, so maybe she got that from her mother. So but yeah, fatherhood is very important, especially in these times as a black man.
Yeah,
We have to be sure that our presence is there. We have to be sure that we are showing love and that we're vulnerable as well. To be sure that that part of us is there, because I think so much of our culture has been stonewalled into believing that you have to be this like right
yeah,
or everything is part. No, no, no. Sometimes you need to, like I'm very vulnerable with her as well. Like so she can understand like, hey, when I was your age, this is something I went through. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna be very open about it. I'm gonna be very transparent, and be sure that she knows that this is the world that you're living in. So I went through these things. Let you avoid that, which she's done a good job of doing. Being honest,
yeah.
So
Oh my
I
God.
again, I don't know where she got that from. So.
I just absolutely, I just, obviously want to honor you as a father. You're
Thank you,
obviously
thank
a
you.
fantastic businessman and a clearly, very creative, amazing musician and poet.
Well,
But
thank
I
you.
just want to make sure that I honor you as a dad because dads do not get, I think,
No,
a lot of credit. So I just
no.
want to go ahead. Tina in the room is saying tomorrow. I'm going to lift this so you can see it.
Uh-huh.
Tomorrow makes 2 years of my father's death. I needed to hear
Oh,
this conversation tonight. Oh, it has truly lifted my spirit. Thank you.
wow. Thank
That's
you,
from
thank you.
Tina.
That
Thank you so much, Tina.
and prayers to you for your loss. Prayers to you on that.
And there's
Um,
another comment, King, that you are a king for sure.
thank
That
you,
is
Miss
just
Williams. I'm gonna
awesome.
look you. I want to look up your
Oh yeah,
program that you were just telling me about. I definitely
yeah,
want to look
Love
into that.
Smart. Love Smart, by the way, is one of our corporate partners. They're on our site.
Okay,
If anybody wants
Love
to check
Smart.
them
Okay,
out, yeah, learn
I'll
coach
look into. I'll
smart.
definitely want to look
Yeah,
into that.
yeah.
And if you need those headshots, holler at me, y'all. I
And I
got
was
you.
gonna say,
Okay,
yeah, there are people
I
who do
got
need,
you.
y'all need new headshots. So
Yeah,
please,
yeah,
okay, y'all need to
yeah,
do that.
definitely.
So, please make
I
sure that you're reaching out.
Yeah, because some of us might have gained or lost some Rona weight. The Rona had us all kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah, and there's
you
also
know.
a lot of folks who are
Oh,
starting
it's
new
funny.
businesses. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
sorry, just not to cut you off. I just remember I worked at LexisNexis real
I was
briefly.
gonna say, I was
It
gonna
was very brief. I was there. Y'all didn't love me. Y'all were like going somewhere.
That's all right. We'll move over.
No, I'm kidding. Actually, I ended up going back to Onity because it was like at the time. I don't know what was happening, but they were taking a long time to actually hire me. So it was like I had to kind of, keep everything moving. But yeah, I
You gotta
enjoyed
go
work
where
there.
you gotta go. I'm big on the shift that you need. You
Yeah,
go
yeah,
where
yeah.
you're supposed to be. You land where you're supposed to be, and
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I actually made some lifelong friends. There are a few people that I'm still close to from Lexus. It was a beautiful time, But anyway, you know what? It's all in who you are. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, no matter where I go, I'm good. If you drop me off in Saudi Arabia, I'm selling sandcastles by noon. If you drop me off in the Antarctic, I'm selling igloos. I'm good wherever I go. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff I learned from T Dot.
Yeah.
Since he has it on there, I'm gonna call him T Dot now. I was
Yeah.
trying not
Oh
to
yeah.
say it.
Oh yeah. I'm absolutely changing my name. Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to change it up. So
yeah.
how do you manage, like, I think especially now, how do you manage your image? Because now I'm thinking about, again, managing your own brand, Simon Stone, you're managing that image, and how do you manage that, because you have so many different areas that you touch. How do you
Um,
want what do you want people to know you for, or what do you want to be known as?
you know what? I want to be known as a person who wanted to change the world for the better. If I can reach one person and
Yeah,
I help that one person and they go on to do something great, then I've done what I was supposed to do. Like we were talking about fatherhood. I
yeah,
feel like my daughter is a wonderful person, not just because she's my child. She really is. Like I don't I that to me is my greatest achievement. I have brought a human being into the world that is productive, and that to me is the greatest achievement I can do. So as far as my branding as myself, now I'm revitalizing, renewing, reintroducing myself. Um, being, wearing too many hats at times. I kind of need to, you know, put one of these hats up. See, like, here's another hat. Put that one away. Don't look at that right now. But the brand that I'm trying to bring forth is just creativity, positive, black male image. Knowing, hold myself accountable, because I wasn't always that. Sometimes I enjoyed being a rock star too much at times. I'll admit that. So you gotta, hold yourself accountable and try to put the most positive image out that you can, because we need that right now.
Yeah.
We're really at a place where the positive images of us are worth millions, and
Yeah.
I want to add to that. I want to be another person that adds to the history in a positive manner that is remembered for that. So
Wow, I
that's
love that.
literally what I hope I do, and
That's
I hope I
awesome.
can do that and leave something behind that everybody remembers.
Well, you definitely already have, I think, uplifted a number of folks. And again, you never know. You just never know
No, you
who.
don't. Yeah.
You just never know. So here is Tina on the call, and she's already telling you how you've impacted. I can tell you personally have hit my heart, because there's some things you threw out. I was like, yeah, I need to,
Oh, wow, thank you.
prioritize some things. I need to do that. So,
Yeah.
what are the And I'm watching time. I know y'all. I try
I'm
not
sorry,
to
I've
keep
been talking too much. I'm
no,
sorry, y'all.
I try to keep my guests around 45 minutes. Everybody get
Uh-huh.
hungry, and we do not actually serve pieces of
I
pie.
know, because ain't no pie on slice
There
of
ain't no
pie.
pie. Oh my
Ain't no
God,
pie on slice of pie.
there ain't no pie on pie. Okay, maybe in the future when we have a studio, we will have actual pie.
So what we gonna do? Because I do my podcast studio. We're gonna have to bring you
Yes,
and Mr. Dot. We got to come. I'm gonna have some
yes.
pie for y'all there. It might be a patty
Boom.
pie. It might be a patty pie, but I'm gonna have a pie.
We'll take the patty pie. So what are thank you, Bob. We're speaking it. So what are you told us what you're most proud of. What are you most inspired by, and what do you feel more empowered to do?
You know what I really feel inspired by right now? I feel inspired by the positive progression that black women are doing. One of my you know one of my biggest beacons that I like to see is just plain, not anybody famous, even though
Yes,
I might know one or two famous people, not really, but I might.
you do.
um, I love to see the support the sisters give each other. I
Yeah,
love that, and I want to continue that and bring us all together in that, where everybody has that positive thing. Because if we could, we all have the same goal at the end of the day. You want to be a success. She wants to be a success. He wants to be a success. They want to be a success. So if we all stuck together like we once did, because we had that once.
yeah,
If we could get that back together and we all stick together, oh my goodness, what we all could accomplish. So I hope that I can be a middle person that brings her together with him, and him together with her, and them together with them, or whatever the pronoun you may want to use. Let's all
yeah,
be together, and let's all know that we need each other. You know what I mean? We are
yes,
part of an ecosystem. And if I succeed, you succeed, they succeed, it's all success. Let's all have a white party. I'm not going to wear white because I'm clumsy. But we can all have a black party. So you want to see the food I spill on myself because I'm clumsy. But
oh my
I just want
God,
to see everybody to be a success, And if anything I can do to help you, let me know and I'll do it. Anything you can do to help me, which you helped me. Thank you, Miss
yeah,
Shelley.
I know I
Shelley
got
put a
you.
fire under me.
I
She
got
put a
you.
fire under me. You know, she ain't
I'm
had
known
no
for
pie, but the fire is there.
I had no problem. I'm known for lighting fires. Oh my God. Well, you have there's a couple of notes in the room. Tina,
Okay.
I know. So just I think earlier this week. Now I can't even get my mind around like timing the way things have been happening. So you have actually confirmed some things that we've talked about just
Okay. Okay.
offline, me and my sister circle. And they're just letting you know that you actually confirmed some things
I saw that.
that
Thank you,
yeah.
Miss
So
Valerie
again,
and Miss
you
Tina.
you You on here doing some things that you don't even know of, but you're hitting.
Listen, I only do what I can do. I
Do what
told you,
you
my
do.
mentor, T Dot is my mentor. It's like my big brother. So if the brilliance just trickled down. He gave me the seeds and stuff. So you got to
That's
thank him.
where it is. That's where it is. Well, I hope I'm looking forward to the day when we're all together in a studio. We're all brainstorming. We're all chit chatting. We're all sharing. We need to go ahead and make that happen.
We're gonna make that happen sooner than later. Matter of fact, offline, we're gonna discuss that. We're gonna bring y'all in to my pod. I have a pod, so we have a podcast with Network Frequency. I'm gonna bring y'all in. We'll set the cameras up and we'll just sit there and do some uplifting empowerment. Okay. I mean that. We're gonna do that real soon, like for real. And we're gonna have a patty pie there. I'm not a great baker, so we have a patty pie.
And for the record, I'm not bringing it.
I'm gonna bring the patty pie. I love patty pie. Full disclosure, I love patty pie. That's one of my favorites. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
I made my aunt mad, as a matter of fact. The last family gathering, I showed up with a patty pie. She was like, "What you trying to say about patty pie?"
See, that's why I can't bring it, because you'd be insulted.
I'm gonna be insulted.
We do love your pies. We do love a patty pie. We love our pies.
I love a patty pie. Patty pie and a glass of milk. I'm good. They won't hear me complain at all. I'll be in the corner like happy. It's for real.
Somebody in the chat said we can have Publix cake. No, why are you trying?
I
don't know who this unknown person is. You mess around, don't make Patty mad.
Yeah, I don't know. Publix cakes do. They slap a little bit. They slap. They slap a little bit.
This video is not sponsored. Okay.
Okay. Well then, no.
Patty or Publix, but y'all bring what you want. So we're definitely going to take you up on that. There's quite a few, folks that I can think of right off top. Valerie and Tina and T Dot. Some really strong players that would be good to get us on.
Yeah, definitely. Even do a little photo shoot and have fun with it. Y'all all look better than me, so y'all, I'll stand off to the back. I'll stand in the back.
Well, Simon, this was so good for the soul. I'm gonna tell you, brother, I feel like you're family now. I just gotta tell you that. Listen. Man, I can't believe you here. I'm still just like, I can't believe it's Simon Stone. Yes, I did it.
Oh, hey, man, I am, I'm glad to be here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me. I appreciate you taking time with me. I appreciate you putting up with me not reading instructions earlier.
We have a coaching series that starts later this year. We'll tell y'all about that offline. Y'all, thank you so much for watching. Please, like and subscribe and do whatever you're supposed to do on social media. I'm not going to run down the list because I'm terrible at it. We'll see you guys on Thursday this week for Slice of Pie Teen Thursdays, and that's the one that's hosted by my teenage daughter. We kind of come on and talk about something really cool for the week. So we're going to let everybody go. But Simon and I are going to talk offline about this thing. We're gonna make it happen for real.
We're going to make this happen.
We're going to make it happen. Y'all, say goodbye, Simon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Thank y'all for all the love in the comments. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, absolutely.
And let's all follow each other. So,
that's right. Yes, please.
Yeah, definitely follow me and I'll follow you back.
Not in stalking. We won't stalk you.
You can listen.
But please,
if it's some paper attached, you stalk me. That's fine. As long as it's some paper attached. I ain't got no problem being stalked.
Oh my gosh.
But y'all have a good evening, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Absolutely. Thank y'all.